I was first involved in the sport of curling, and really my first exposure to volunteering in the sport of curling were with my dad. My dad, coming home from the war, he and the others in the community built a one-sheet curling rink. About the age of 7 or 8, I started curling with him in the men's league, and I fell in love with the game and loved it ever since. But it's also associated with him in that he was the draw master for the Bonspiels and the leagues, and so he'd have all those sheets of paper laid out on the kitchen table, and I was just fascinated by the puzzle and the process, and that got me started there as well. When I first really became involved as a volunteer was at the University of Manitoba 50 plus years ago. There was a need for someone to act as the intramural curling coordinator, and so I put my name in, took on the job, and the rest, as they say, is history. The degree I got from the University of Manitoba was valuable, but I never really used it nearly as much as I used my volunteer experience, over the past 50 years. Let's be perfectly honest. Every person who is a volunteer wanted to be a successful athlete, and I certainly chased the dream of going to the Brier like every curler of my generation and the current generation did. But when it became obvious that wasn't happening, it did create wonderful opportunities. As over years, as board member of Curl Manitoba and Curling Canada, I've had tremendous opportunity to travel, frankly, internationally to world events and world meetings, and to I think have some influence on the affairs of curling internationally. So yes, tremendous opportunities have been created for me. I'm going to tell you, my motivation is mostly selfish. I'm not a young man, obviously. Being involved keeps me active, keeps my mind sharp. I truly enjoy interacting with all the people. And as we've become more involved in the world of two-person stick competitive curling, I've recognized that someone has to organize the events and the leagues if I'm going to have the opportunity to compete. So from that perspective, also a little bit of a selfish motivation. Oh, wow, what is there to look forward to? I'm going to continue to be involved with the two-person stick curling leagues. I'm going to be very much involved with continuing the live stream broadcasts of Curl Manitoba's major championship events. The event that I'm most excited about, and have been for about 3 or 4 years, in 2025, the Manitoba Men's Championship, the Viterra Championship in Portage la Prairie, will celebrate the 100th iteration of a men's championship. We started, not we because I wasn't there, but in 1925 was the first Manitoba Men's Championship. The Brier started 2 years later. So championship curling started in Canada, here in Manitoba, and I'm excited by the prospect of celebrating 100 years at the Viterra event in Portage. Oh boy, the highlight of my volunteer experience in 2023, I suppose two. One was just the opportunity to work with so many volunteers in the live stream of the Manitoba Championships. A guy who has been a broadcaster loves to continue to have the outlet, the opportunity to talk. And so the opportunity to do that was provided by Curl Manitoba, and to work with so many willing volunteers to present all of those games to the public would have been a real highlight. And then, of course, the opportunity to work with the Manitoba and the Canadian Stick Curling Associations to use the ability that I have to work with words to help them streamline some of their documents, constitutions and bylaws and event documents, are both real highlights. It truly is an honor to have been selected. I'm honored that Curl Manitoba nominated me, that Sport Manitoba and the system accepted the nomination. Truly disappointed that I can't be with you this evening to accept the honor. And then to simply say, unnecessary at my age. I'm getting so much more out of the volunteering than I'm putting in, but truly an honor, and thank you so much.